Hello, and welcome back to Farmstead MTG. So, this is the Plague Tournament, and we're still in round 1, but we had 2 video cameras. So, mine camera, which you saw in the previous video, is going to be table 1 and the entire tournament, and the second table is going to be a random table. So, you'll see a lot of different decks on this second table. This is filmed by Ole Rustad, so thank you for doing that and giving me all the files so I can show it to you guys. So let's take a look at the 2 decks. And here's the first deck. Player name is Steinar, and wow, what a beautiful deck picture. 10 out of 10, sir. Oh, so beautiful, with a black lotus in the middle. So in the inner circle there are Suchis and Triskelion, 1 Artog. The jewelries, Mana Vault, and 4 Blackwise. In the second circle there are Hercules Recalls. Those are really cool with Blackwise and draw 7 effects. There's a Copy Artifact, a bunch of burn cards, the Black Power, and yeah, fantastic. And in the sideboard there are Abyss and City in a Bottle, and some Serendi Efforts, so perhaps cut down on the artifact creatures and put in some other things. And the Red Blast, Blue Blast, yeah, very cool deck, awesome. And here's another robot deck. Player name is Jimmy. So yeah, just like the previous deck, there's Suchi and Triskelion, but only 3 of them. And there are some cards that you don't normally see, like 1 Red Elemental Blast main deck and 1 Control Magic. And he's splashing for regrowth, and he's splashing for balance. And there's some more white cards in the sideboard. So yeah, looks like a solid deck, so let's get down to the match. Game number 1. You have Steinar on the top and Jimmy on the bottom. And I did some cropping because there was a lot of dead space, so I cropped it a bit. So let me know what you think. So Jimmy's on the play, and now it's Steinar's turn. And the camera was mounted on the table, so there's a lot of shaking going on. Okay, Misha's Workshop into 2 Blackwise, and a Mox, and a Soul Ring. Fantastic opening. But the Jimmy is probably on 6 cards, so he takes 4 damage. Let's miss. He took 6 damage. So if he started with 7 and he was on the play, played a land at 6, yeah, that's good. But now he's probably out of Blackwise range, and Steinar has all the mana in the world. Here's a Suchi and a Mana Drain from Jimmy. Okay, that's good. Okay, so Steinar just passed the turn. He must be pretty low on cards, so he needs to draw something. Ooh, Ancestral Recall from Jimmy. That is great. So Steinar had this insane opening, but looks like Jimmy is coming back. That's often the problem when you have those explosive starts. You play a bunch of mana and some big threat, and if your opponent can deal with it, it's pretty bad. Then you just need to top deck Triskelions and more Suchis. A Chaos Orb from Jimmy. Ooh, and a transmute artifact, sacrificing a Mox. So, did he play the Chaos Orb now? Okay, yeah, of course, it was, he had a mana drain mana. Ah, that's nice. That's a really good use of the mana drain mana. Nice play. Okay, Steinar's turn. He has 8 mana if he's going to cast an artifact. The workshop can only be used to cast artifact spells. Stepping 2 mana. Copy artifact. Copying the Chaos Orb. And he's going to activate his Chaos Orb. Okay, looks like he's going for the Suchi. Can he hit it? Yep. So it's kind of hard to see Steinar's life, but looks like he's on 20. Ooh, animate dead. Now counter spell from Jimmy. So is it the factory time? Okay, activating the factory and casting a copy artifact. Make a copy of the factory and use the copy to pump his other factory. So that's 3 damage. Put Steinar down to 17. So it attacks with both factories. There's a factory from Steinar. Let's see if Jimmy keeps attacking. Okay, no fair. Ooh, and there's a bolt for the factory. That's good. So Steinar is down to 9 life. Oh, a very good top deck, Triskelion. But Jimmy has that Chaos Orb. So he's activating his Chaos Orb. And before he named the card he wanted to target, Steinar is using the Triskelion counters. But now the Triskelion is only a 1-1, so it isn't that dangerous. But Jimmy is still targeting it. It's such a hard word to say. And I think it's an okay decision, because if Steinar draws any copy artifacts, it could be bad. But of course, if you draw more animate dead, it's bad. But in the meantime, 4 damage, put Steinar down to 5. A Brain Geyser for 4, perhaps? No, 2. So he can attack for 4. Let's see if there's any way he can do some more damage. Okay, a copy. Okay, that's 5 damage. 4 plus 1. And while we're waiting for game 2, you can support this channel by liking this video, and you can drop random magic cards in my mailbox. That's another way to support it. Alright, game 2. Game number 2. Steinar is on the play. Ooh, Mox Ruby, Black Lotus, Mox Emerald. Another fast start. And a strip mine. Very nice. Okay. So 4 mana, a Suchi. Yeah, pretty cool. 4/5. So now he has 2 cards left. So if Jimmy can deal with the Suchi, it could be. So here's the question: do you use a strip mine on the factory? I'm not sure. Of course, it depends on what's in your hand. Okay, so he's using it. Yeah, especially now that... oh, and there's another factory. Okay, and another factory from Steinar. He's not attacking with a factory. Wheel of Fortune. So both players discard their hand and draw 7 new cards. And a Mana Vault. Blackwise. And a Chaos Orb. Yeah. So that's another cool use with the Blackwise. They're often just good the first turn, but late game they're really good with all the draw 7 effects. So if you, for example, have 1 Blackwise out and you draw another one with a draw 7, that's 6 damage. So that's pretty cool. A Suchi from Jimmy. A lot of Suchis and factories. Jimmy's down to 9. A third factory. Okay, so he's using... okay. Oh! And it didn't flip. Just 1.5 round. And he landed just... on the edge, and it went the wrong way. So that was really close. I had to do slow-mo because it looks like a hit. Okay, so he only attacks with the Suchi, and Jimmy is down to 9, so he needs to block it. Ooh, and has another Suchi. Okay, so a lot of pressure from Steinar in this second game. Can attack for 10 the next turn. Okay, that's a good answer. Now we can block the Suchi, and he can perhaps block one of the factories and still be alive. So Steinar untaps the Mana Vault. Okay, yeah. Good. Tapping the City of Brass. Ooh, Hercules Recall. And a Red Blast from Jimmy. Pretty good. So looks like Jimmy is going to live for another turn. So the Suchis trade. Ooh, and another factory from Jimmy. More factory to this factory battle. So they're taking their time. Jimmy needs to be able to activate both factories. So he has some mana to use. If you save that Soul Ring, for example, A lot of thinking here. Yeah, a transmute artifact again. So he's sacking the soul ring, that's 1 mana, and he tapped the soul ring, that's 3. So might need to tap some more mana. The 2 factories, that's 5. Or did I count wrong? Okay, but anyway, there's a Suchi at least. So next turn, Steinar can attack with all his factories and put Jimmy down to 2. One damage from the Mana Vault. Soul Ring. Okay, so he attacks with all 3. Jimmy blocks one of them, and that's 4 damage. Puts Jimmy down to 2. But next turn, Jimmy has 2 tapped factories, so unless Steinar has some burn cards, I kind of feel like Jimmy could stabilize. Yeah, tapping that Mana Vault. Kind of feel like Jimmy needs to attack with his Suchi next turn, just to try to finish this game. Oh, and a red blast for the Psionic Blast. Perfect. And I guess they're discussing if you still lose the life, but you don't if the spell is countered. So Jimmy will just pass the turn. Of course, it is risky to attack with the Suchi, but if Steinar draws some more Psionic Blast, this could be over really fast. Oh, or a Triskelion. So that resolves, and he can remove 2 of the counters to do 2 damage. Okay, so it's 1-1. Game number 3. This time Jimmy is on the play. Mox Emerald, Mox Ruby, and a factory. And that's a black border Mox. And a Mox and a factory from Steinar. Lots of factories. And a Mana Vault. Of course, we need more factories in this game. And he pumps it. So down to 17. Volcanic Island. 4, 5, 6. Yes, a Triskelion. Ooh, that's an altered underground sea. Looks like the signature is blacked out. And there's something in the water. Oh no, copy artifact on the Triskelion. And it resolves. Okay, this is pretty bad. Okay, and Steinar attacks. And Jimmy is activating both of his factories. And is moving them up to block. So, okay, so this is kind of tricky. So they are 2-2 now, but if Jimmy taps them, Steinar can shoot them in response, because they are 2-2 now, and they'll become a 3-3 when you tap them, but you can respond to the tapping. So I guess that's what Steinar is thinking about. So is the right play from Jimmy here to not tap them? And I think that. And only tap them if Steinar shoots at them. But okay, he taps them now. So there are 2 3-3s now. And now Steinar should respond with his untapped Triskelion to take out one of them. And then the Triskelion will take care of the other one in combat. But it didn't happen. And he used 2 of the counters on the second Triskelion to take care of the second Mishra's factory. Okay, but this is a good learning situation. Yeah, but that was good for Jimmy. Of course, Steinar is still in the lead, but it looks a bit better. So the copy artifact, which is a Triskelion, it's a 2/2, so that's 4 damage. Puts Jimmy down to 16. Demonic Tutor. Ooh, interesting. It's always fun to think about what he's going to find. So he has 5 mana. So the first thing I was thinking about was a copy artifact, but then Steinar could kill his own copy artifact, and then there's only Moxes to make copy of. And I kind of... yeah, Ancestral. But he needs something to affect the board. Yeah, Asuchi. Yeah. It's a bit boring choice, but I think it's the correct choice. Because you're dead pretty soon if you take 4 damage each turn. Ooh, Fireball. Takes care of the Suchi and an attack for 4. Jimmy is down to 14. Only 14? Okay, I can't pause and go back, but wasn't he on 16? Anyway. Triskelion, a counter spell, and a Red Blast. Okay. If you insist. Guess 4 damage. Jim is down to 10. You see there's some shaking on the camera. We should have put the camera on a tripod that was not connected to the table. But live and learn. So looks like it's Jimmy's turn. A regrowth. For a demonic tutor. And he has 4 mana left, so probably just another Suchi. He's at 10 life, and Steinar can do 8 combat damage plus 4 from the Triskelion counters. Okay, so we went for the Ancestral Recall. Okay, yeah, it's a kind of a good choice because he's really far behind, so he needs something to, some way to get lucky. And if If you draw multiple good answers, that's better than just the safe play with the sushi. And speaking of sushi, there's one. I kind of like that when you're behind, you try to go for more high variance play. Okay, and Steinar has it all. Psionic Blast for sushi and Attack for lethal. GG. So Steinar won 2-1. And if you like watching multiple factories and sushis going at it, this was really the match for you. And I really appreciate if you like this video, and subscribe if you haven't, and all those comments, I love those. So keep it up. Okay, that's it for me today. Goodbye.